Welcome to the Teamwork and Team Building Workshop. My name is Tomoko Skinner, the Career Specialist from Hawai'i CC, and we have Kim Martinson, the Career Specialist from Maui College. Okay, mahalo for coming. Okay, so getting started. So, for most of us, teamwork is a part of everyday life, whether it's at home, school, in the community, or at work. We are often expected to be a functional part of a performing team. This workshop will encourage participants to explore the different aspects of a team, as well as ways that you guys can become top notch team performer. Okay, so today, this is our objectives. So, research consistently shows that having clear learning goals makes learning faster and easier. So, let's see what we aim to achieve today. So, the first one is understand what a team is and what makes it successful, and learn about the four stages of team development according to the Tuckman model. That will be forming, storming, norming, and performing. And then identify the different types of teams. And the next would be explore leadership and follow actions needed in stage of team development. Discuss the advantage and disadvantages of various team building activities. And learn problem solving techniques using the six thinking hats model and a consensus building approach for team problem solving. Okay, the ratio of we's to I's is the best indicator of the development of a team. Louis B. Argan. Okay, that was a quote for you, and handing off to Kim.
Okay, so defining success. Success depends on various factors. Projects and assessments typically come with a metric to measure their success. And a strong team greatly benefits any organization or class project that increases the likelihood of success. So, what is a team? A team is a group of individuals working together to achieve a goal. And teams can be temporary or they can be indefinite. Um, When individuals share responsibility, the group as a whole can take advantage of the collective talent, knowledge, and experience from each team member to maximize the potential of the group. So, team building is an organized effort to improve team effectiveness. Okay, and then as Tomoko mentioned, we're going to talk about the Tuckerman and Jensen's four-phase model. And I'm just going to briefly go over it. You can kind of see here in the picture. It goes from forming, then to storming, then to norming, then performing, and then adjourning. Catchy. So, in 1965, Bruce Tuckerman, and he was an educational psychologist, developed one of the most influential models for group formation. And based on his observations of group behavior in different settings, he came up with a model representing the different phases groups need to go through to grow as a team. So the first stage is forming. And at this stage, individuals will be uncertain in how they fit into the team. They might feel anxious and they will be looking for direction. A positive and polite atmosphere should be fostered, and strong guidance is needed by the facilitator as the group tasks are not clearly defined as of yet. Then we go into the storming stage. This stage, um, and emerging boundaries become contested and conflicts may occur. Also, frustration with the lack of progress is extremely common. Guidance is needed by the facilitator at this stage. And then from storming, we move into norming. And then here, team members start to resolve their differences. They appreciate their colleagues' strengths and respect the leader's authority. Behavior from the storming and norming phase can overlap from time to time if new tasks are arising or if you're given new tasks to do. You might go between the storming and the norming phase. Okay, and then moving on to performing. So, hard work goes hand in hand with satisfaction about the team's progress. Team confidence makes team roles more fluid and more tasks are delegated by the facilitator. Problems that are usually are prevented or solved as they pop up. And then lastly, we have the adjourning phase. When all the tasks are completed, it is important to celebrate the team's positive achievements. And letting go of the structure after long periods of intense teamwork can also generate uncertainty for individual team members. And this stage has also been called the mourning stage. And we'll go into more details on these. Okay, another quote. Getting good players is easy. Getting them to play together is the hard part. Okay, Tomoko.
Okay, so types of teams. Teams serve various purposes, such as project teams and ad hoc teams, quality improvement teams, and task forces. Sometimes teams complement traditional organizational hierarchies to achieve specific goals, while in other cases, they replace these hierarchies altogether. Several key roles ensure effective team functioning. Team leader, guides the team, provides resources, and ensures communication. And then we have the team facilitator, streamlines processes, assists in decision making, and maintains smooth operations. And then we also have the team recorder. This person will document discussions and decisions. And timekeeper monitors pro- progress and time usage and progress and time usage. And time members demonstrates dedication, maintain confidentiality, share knowledge, ask questions, and respect other opinions. Okay, so the traditional team, there are several characteristics common to the traditional teams. A team gains a shared understanding and purpose among team members as distinguished from a group. And teams require mutually agreed upon operating principles such as agendas, procedures, and decision making processes. A team is interdependent. Everyone works for the good of the team, not for oneself. And effective team distinguish task from process. How they do things, the process is just as important, if not more important than what they do, the task is. Okay. And another one is self directed team. A self directed team is a team that is responsible for a whole product or process. The team plans the work and performs it, managing many of the tasks that may have once been completed by supervision or management. A facilitator selected by the team or an outside individual helps the group get started and stay on track. The facilitator's role decreases as the team increases its ability to work together effectively. Okay, another quote for you. The path to greatness is alone with others. Okay, this is a Spanish Jesuit called Baltasar Glacian. I'm not sure if my Spanish pronunciation was correct, but getting there. Okay, and next to you, back to you,
So,
Kim.
so the first stage of team development is forming. So what makes up a good team? Well, that question is open to interpretation, but we will start with the first step in the team building process, forming. We will discuss what makes up the stage and how each person in the team fits into the process. So the forming stage. So in the beginning, when new team forms, individuals will be unsure of the team's purpose, how they fit in, and whether they'll work well with one another. They may be anxious, curious, excited to get everything going, and they'll look for the team leader for direction. And in this stage might take some time as people get to know their new team members and one another way of thinking. Members behave independently when the team forms. While there may be good will towards their fellow members, the unconditional trust has not been formed yet. It's not possible. So, work during the forming stage is categorized as follows. So, we have the introductions, which is uncertainty, coming together, which could bring apprehension, and then their first agenda can also bring excitement. Okay, so what to do as a leader in the forming stage? So, strong leadership skills are essential in the forming stage, and the leader must provide an environment for introductions, create a climate where participants can begin to build the rapport, and present a solid first agenda so that the goals for the team are clear. And then what to do as a team member in the forming stage. Because the members of the new team may experience the uncertainty and apprehension, it is important to help members feel comfortable and that they are part of the group. So, in addition, helping team members enhance listening skills will allow them to focus more clearly on the objectives and thereby helping maintain interest and enthusiasm for the work as a team. Okay, so we just have a couple questions here. So, what is the first stage of team development? We have A, frowning, B, beginning, C, forming, or D, thriving. Okay, I see C. Yes, C is correct. It is forming. Okay, next question. Strong blank skills are essential in the forming stage. We have A, arms, B, words, C, leadership, and D, action. Anybody? Any guesses? Okay, C, yes. Strong leadership skills are essential. The leader must provide an environment for introductions and they must create the climate for participants to feel comfortable so they can start to build that rapport with one another. Okay. Okay, next quote. Conflict is inevitable, but combat is optional. Okay, turning it back to you, Tomoko.
Okay, module 5, the second stage of team development, storming. So we look at the storming phase where the team focuses on their objective. This is the reason the team was created, and we will break down where the leaders and team members fit into this stage. Team members will now begin to fill certain roles, and the team is starting to come together. Storming stage. In the storming phase, the team begins addressing objectives and suggesting ideas. Members feel empowered to share leadership, but conflicts may arise as different ideas compete. Poorly managed, this phase can be destructive, with egos and turf wars emerging. Teams overly focused on consensus might choose less effective plans. Strong facilitative leadership is crucial to navigate this phase successfully. And then what to do as a leader. So, team conflict is normal in this phase and it is a catalyst for creativity. But the leader must address any conflict immediately and directly so issues won't worsen. Once you understand two sides to an issue, you can help the team generate a win-win solution. Assertive communication is an important skill during this phase of the group's evolution. It's it is also important to help team members continue to build trust. Okay, so what to do as a team member? A mind map is a diagram used to represent words, ideas, tasks, or other items linked to and arranged around a central keyword or idea. Mind maps are used to generate, visualize, structure, and classify ideas and as an aid in study, organization, problem solving, decision making, and writing. The elements of a mind map are arranged intuitively according to the importance of the concepts and are classified into groupings, branches, or areas with the goal of representing semantic or other connections between portions of information. So, by presenting ideas in a radio, graphical, nonlinear manner, mind maps encourage a brainstorming approach to planning and organizational tasks. Okay, questions. So that it is essential that a team has strong blank leadership during this phase. The answer is A, facilitative, B, administrative, C, creative, D, emotive. What is the correct answer? Type in the chat box. Okay, I see some B. What else do you have? Type in the chat box. What is essential? What do you need? A strong leadership? What strong leadership do we need? Take a guess. A, B, C, or D? Anyone, anyone else? A, B, C, or D? It is essential that a team has a strong leadership, strong blank leadership during this phase. I see a A. Yes, correct. A, facilitation techniques. The leader's role during a team discussion is to facilitate the flow of comments from participants. Okay, moving on to our next question. Team conflict is a blank for creativity. Is it A, catalyst, B, distraction, C, motive, D, detriment? Type in the correct answer A, B, C, or D. Team conflict is a blank for creativity. Yes, A is the correct number or a correct answer. Team conflict is normal in this phase and it is a catalyst for creativity. Okay. Good ideas are common. What's uncommon are people who work hard enough to bring them about. Okay, mahalo and passing it off to Kim.
Okay, so now we're moving from storming into norming. By now, the team should be in place and everyone has their role. With progress beginning on the objectives, goals have been set and people are now beginning to work on their tasks. So, the norming stage. Gradually, the team moves into the norming stage and people start to resolve their differences, appreciate one another's strengths, and respect your authority as a leader. Now that you know one another better, your team members will feel more comfortable asking for help or offering constructive feedback. They'll share a stronger commitment to the team's goals and they should make good progress towards your goal. So what do you do as a leader? As individual members take greater responsibility, team leaders can take a step back from the leadership role at this stage. It is an opportune time to provide team members with the task and process tools or even an energizer to keep the enthusiasm levels high. And then what to do as a team member. Because team members have gained some mutual trust, they are freer to focus on the process and tasks. Being a link in a chain is a great way to visualize followers in this stage. If one link is not pulling its weight or is not as strong as the other links, the chance of success is lessened. Everyone needs to work together to become successful. Okay, so we just have two questions here. It says teams begin agreeing on the blank and values by which they operate. We have A, rules, B, books, C, wills, and D, reasons. Let's see. You can put it in the chat. So it's A, rules. Good. Okay, and next question. Okay. The ideal situation, teams begin to blank themselves. A, scare, B, doubt, C, trust, and D, irritate. Great. C, yes. The ideal situation, teams begin to trust themselves during this phase as they accept the vital contributions of each team member towards achieving the team's goals. Great. Okay. And then moving on to the quotes. It says, how much we like ourselves governs in our performance. Brian Tracy. Okay, Tomoko, handing it back to you.
Okay, so module 7, the fourth stage of team development, performing. The team should now be well into their work and progress is being made on their objectives. Communication is going well and team members are sharing knowledge and working well together. The performing stage. Once teams move from norming to performing, they are noted for attaining higher levels of independence, motivation, knowledge, and competence. Decision making is collaborative and opposition is expected and encouraged as there will be a high level of respect in the communication between team members. What to do as a leader? Since the team is functioning in a highly independent way in the performing phase, the leader shifts partially into a support and mentoring role to provide task or process resources to help the team complete its objectives. And what to do as a team member. Because the performing stage implies high interpersonal trust, knowledge, and competence, participants can perform higher level analysis to support decisions toward team objectives. A SWOT, analysts. Strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats is a simple tool that allows specific ideas to be easily categorized to help support the adoption of a solution to an objective. Okay, review questions. So, since the team is functioning in a highly independent way in the blank phase, the leader shifts into a support role. What is the correct answer? A, performing. Is it a performing phase? B, irritating phase? C, aggravating phase? Or D, celebrating phase? Type in the correct answer. What is the correct answer? Since the team is functioning in a highly independent way in
We have
the
a few A's. We have a
okay,
few A's.
okay, perfect, correct. Since the team is functioning in a highly independent way in the performing phase, the leader shifts partially into a support and mentoring role to provide task or process resources to help team complete its objectives. Okay, moving on. SWOT is an acronym for A, strength, weaknesses, observation and threats, or B, strengths, wariness of observe. I can't read this word. Entreaties. C, strategy, webinars, opportunities and threats. D, strength, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats. What is the correct answer? Oh, I see a D. D,
Lots of
correct.
D's.
Yes, correct. D is the correct answer. And moving on, the greater the loyalty of a group toward the group, the greater is the motivation among the members to achieve the goals of the group, and the greater the probability that the group will achieve its goal. Okay, back to you, Kim.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about team building activities. Team building is an organized effort to improve team effectiveness, and all members of the team must be committed to the idea in order for the effort to be effective. Team building can be implemented for any team that is considered to be struggling, and team building implies hard work that continues after the initial training session. Okay, some benefits and disadvantages. Some benefits of team building are team building improves productivity and motivation. Teams will gain an increased ability to solve problems. Team building helps break down personal and political barriers and allow for a rapport building. The process can help level the playing field between outgoing and shy team members. And participating in team building can help teams overcome performance problems. And then some disadvantages are activities can be time consuming for teams with short-term timelines. And if team members are part time, they may be conflicting feelings about the time the team building, how long the team building takes. If several levels of management are on the team, those members may be reluctant to open up. Conducting team building activities electronically or by conference cannot be as effective as face to face sessions. And lastly, some team building exercises involves touching or physical movement, which can make some people feel uncomfortable. So these are things to keep in mind. So team building activities that won't make people cringe. There are many choices of activities and techniques to foster team building, and the types that you choose depend on your assessment of your team. So make sure that you take into account the skill sets of all members, the amount of available time each member has, and any geographical constraints. And most important, remember to keep the team's objectives in mind. Okay, so choosing a location for team building. A team building session can be intense and often involves games or other physical activities. It is important, therefore, to select the location carefully to promote the best possible learning outcome. And some fun team building ideas you can do on the islands is like escape rooms. We have painting classes. Some of them offer drinks to make it a fun gathering. There's always rope courses or zip lines. There's ATV rides you can do or snorkeling trip, hikes. Sometimes it helps to get people out of their comfort zone. This sometimes helps them open up, and you can learn a lot more about your team. Okay, moving on to your questions here. So let's see. All members of the team must be blank to the idea in order for the effort to be effective? A, over, B, committed, C, restricted, or D, abandoned? Okay, great. Lots of B's. And the next question. So, team building improves blank and motivation. A, finances, B, productivity, C, form, or D, pressure. Great. B, productivity. Team building improves productivity and motivation. Okay. So, in order to have a winner, the team must have a feeling of unity. Every player must put the team first ahead of personal glory. Paul Bear Bryant. Over to you, Tomoko.
Okay. Okay, Module 9, making the most of team meetings. They are extremely important in team building and facilitation. It is very important that they are well structured and have a set of purpose and time. When a meeting is run well, it is a fantastic tool as it provides a forum where a lot of information can be given to a lot of people in a short amount of time. Issues can be addressed and action plans set into place. Okay, setting the time and the place. So, giving thought to time and place considerations for a team meeting can go a long way toward producing a more effective meeting outcome. Below are some elements to think about. Is the location convenient for participants? Is it quiet? Is the meeting going to be held in an open environment? Or is this an online meeting? Or a meeting with members in remote locations or even different time zones? What time what time of day is best? Are the time zone considerations for remote participants? For what other interruptions and distraction can you anticipate and plan? The quick exercise below will help you to think about where and what time meetings should be set. Okay, trying the 15-minute meeting. So in some companies, meetings are stacked up on the hour like planes and the landing pattern at a most heavily traveled airport. The 15-minute meeting concept is simple. Instead of a full 60-minute meeting, why not give people time for a bio break, a fresh cup of coffee, and commuting time to the next meeting? So 15-minute meetings also help manage overload of information that the mind can absorb at one time or wandering attention spans and potential health problems from sitting too long. So you can't always have a 15-minute meeting, but if your meeting will run several hours, you can have a connected series of 50-minute meetings, the extra 10 minutes in each hour. Set a consistent clock time, such as 15 minutes after the hour, could allow for stretches or breaks or a quick email session. Okay, review questions. The blank meeting concept is a simple and effective time frame for meetings. What is the correct answer? A, 60-minute, B, 30-minute, C, 50-minute, or 5-minute? C is the correct answer. 15-minute. Okay, moving on to the next question. Be mindful of blank attention spans. A, wandering, B, debilitating, C, initiating, D, formulating. We have A's. A is the correct yes answer. 15-minute meetings also help manage wandering attention spans. Okay, anytime you think the problem is out there, that very thought is the problem. Okay, back to you, Kim.
Okay. Solving problems as a team. One of the most common objectives of a team is to solve a certain problem, and it's usually why a team is created. Team members bring a diverse set of skills to the team, and this provides the best chance in finding a solution. Okay. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the six thinking hats. So in 1999, Dr. Edward Bono published a book entitled Six Thinking Hats. He theorized that the human brain thinks in a number of distinct ways or states, which can be identified, deliberately accessed, and therefore planned for use in a structured way. Six thinking hats is a powerful technique that helps teams look at important decisions from different perspectives. It helps them make better decisions by pushing members to move outside their habitual ways of thinking and identify issues and opportunities that may not have otherwise been noticed. So, in order to make it easier to clearly identify, colored hats are used as a metaphor. The act of putting on a colored hat allows individuals to symbolically think in terms of the state, either actually or imaginatively. Okay, so we're going to go over the different hats. So the yellow hat is about positivity. Try seeing the benefits of your group's decision and what opportunities it opens. The green hat represents creativity. This is a hat of thinking new thoughts. Let your mind run free and generate ideas without censoring them. Try coming up with a creative option or solutions. And then the red hat is about emotion. How do you feel about this? Use your intuition and gut feelings. In many cases, this is the method for harvesting ideas. It's not a question of recording statements, but rather getting everyone to identify their top two or three choices from the list of ideas or items identified under another hat. It is applied more quickly than the other hats to ensure that the gut reaction is recorded. And the white hat makes you focus on data. So analyze the available data and trends. This represents a very rational approach. Examples of these are based on the what, where, when, who, and how set of questions. And the black hat represents looking at the downsides. What are the worst case scenarios? Take a defensive approach. Imagine any potentially negative outcomes to see what might not work. Participants identify barriers, hazards, risks, and other negative implications. And this hat is usually neutral for people to use. However, issues with this is people tend to use it when it's not requested or when it's not appropriate. So make sure you keep that in mind. And then the blue hat is for controlling the process. This is the hat under which all participants discuss the thinking process, and the facilitator will generally wear it throughout each member of the team will put it on from time to time to think about directing their work together. This hat should be used at the start and the end of the thinking session to set objectives to define the route to take and where the thinking process is going. Having a facilitator maintain this role throughout helps ensure that the group remains focused on the task and improves their chances of achieving their objectives. Okay, next is encouraging brainstorming. Brainstorms are simple and effective method for generating ideas and suggestions. They allow group members to use each other as creative resources, and the goal is to rapidly generate a large quantity of ideas. Subsequent sorting and prioritizing of the ideas is usually needed to refine the results after the brainstorming session. And then building consensus. Consensus is a point of maximum agreement so action can follow. It is a win win situation in which everyone feels that they have one solution that does not compromise any strong convictions or needs. To reach consensus, group members share, discuss, evaluate, organize, and prioritize ideas and struggles to reach the best conclusion, but they do this together. Together as a group. Okay, so moving on to our question. Okay. One of the most common objectives of a team is to blank a certain problem. A, solve, B, distract, C, create, or D, deteriorate. Okay, great. Lots of A's to solve. One of the most common objective of a team is to solve a certain problem. Okay, next question. Team members bring a diverse set of blank to the team. Utensils, A, B, languages, C, skills, or D, food. Great. Yeah, this one is easy. Lots of skills. Team members bring diverse set of skills to the team and provide a great scenario for the best chance of finding a solution. Great, thank you. Okay, so this was a pretty quick workshop. Although we're coming to a close, we hope that your journey to improve your teamwork and team building skills is just beginning. And we wish you the best of luck in the rest of your endeavors.